America's colleges bracing for a new week of pro-Hamas anarchy as the terror-sympathizing students demand amnesty for their Jew-hating antics. Columbia says they are now suspending students after the campers openly defied the campus deadline of 2 p.m. Eastern to clear out their tents or face suspension. Instead, they circled the campus, chanting their usual anti-Semitic slogans.
Just because they're not getting the police to arrest us doesn't mean that, our demands are met. So that's why we feel the need to continue to protest, and this camp symbolizes the ever start of the student encampment around the United States and also in the wider part of the world. So we feel the need to protect this encampment and also,
And what's your name?
Sorry, I can't say.
Yeah, of course. But Texas took the opposite approach. Police dragging out pro-Hamas agitators one by one and breaking up a protest at the University of Texas in Austin. Cops flooding the zone, tearing down barriers and arresting the protesters. And now the brats and their teachers are calling on their schools to grant them amnesty. Okay, I'll start with you, Jesse. It's interesting. Apparently, Columbia University made several offers, and they said that they would give more scholarships to the pro-Gaza crowd and that they would review the Tel Aviv dual degree program. Why is it so difficult for them to take action in Columbia when all across the country hundreds of kids are getting arrested?
No one takes action. Look at the law enforcement. Look at all the colleges. Look at the country. Everybody sets deadlines, and they say there's going to be a consequence, and no one ever enforces anything. Yep. I mean, you don't have a law because you don't enforce the law. That means the law doesn't exist. Same thing here. I tell Jesse Jr., Paw Patrol goes off at 10. At 10, when it rolls around, and if he's still watching Paw Patrol, we don't negotiate. Paw Patrol goes off. If he starts saying, 10 more minutes, and all of a sudden it's 11:30, hour and a half extra of Paw Patrol, he runs me. And Jesse Jr. does not run me, I run Jesse Jr. And look at Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was never told no. He was never given any consequence. And look at him. He's like 54, and he's an absolute mess. Same thing with these students. I spoke to my parents what they did during the Vietnam era, during the civil rights era, when they were in college in the late 60s. They invited guest speakers. They had candlelit marches. They had teach-ins. They had sit-ins. They had vigils. They actually went to the trustees of the university and said, you guys need to uphold your mission. They had actual discussions. They didn't have a caliphate in the quad and intimidate Jewish students who are a religious minority from going to class. There's no outside agitators outside the campus. It's creating an unsafe environment. It's insanity what's going on. And what's it? 3 hours past the deadline?
Yeah. Well, Greg, in light of that, 2 o'clock, they were supposed to, disperse and tear down the tents. And the president says 6 o'clock, I'm going to give a press conference. They're not doing anything. Why is Manu Shafiq, the president of Columbia, so reluctant? And by the way, she has to invite the police on campus because they have campus police. So NYPD can't just go on that campus without an invite.
Well, I mean, they are, in a way, like absentee parents. I watch this stuff and I wonder, who is taking this seriously besides the protesters? Most people look at this, and I think, Richard, you said it on Friday, people aren't even caring about this. And to me, it is like a tantrum-throwing child at a supermarket, and the parent is not disciplining the brat, and meanwhile, the supermarket staff is encouraging and amplifying the tantrum, right? It's almost like they're rewarding bad behavior rather than good. Gerald Posner is a great writer. He put it succinctly, and I shall quote him. Influence of a radicalized faculty sets the framework by which students feel not only empowered, but sanctioned by those in authority, which is why I think we should celebrate this monster turning on its creator. It's idiot on idiot action with this. When these kids are coming out against the school, let everyone see this and let the parents then decide better schools, better discipline, better control, because this is garbage. You're paying 90 grand for this. You're a sucker.
You know, Dana, you reacted when the woman in the keffiyeh wouldn't give her name. I mean, I wonder how many are students, not that that matters at this point. But why, if they're so pro-Hamas and Palestine, why not say it proudly?
They have been making demands for amnesty so that their arrests aren't put on their permanent records. They are worried about their futures and their jobs. And I think that one of the reasons you go to college is so that you can continue to mature and so that you can be prepared for those first jobs. Well, now they hear from so many employers saying, I would never hire them.
Oh, yeah.
And even if it's not on their permanent record, it's on your Instagram. And believe me, it will all get around. They will know. One of the things that I find terrifying in a way is that in the last few weeks, there's been a 10% decline in the number of people who believe that Hamas is responsible for October 7th. And where is that coming from? Well, if you look at the numbers, it comes specifically from Democrats in particular. So there's that issue. And also for these students, when you start defacing the founding fathers, you're tearing down American flags, you're occupying the quad, you won't move forward. It makes all of your arguments fall apart. And we're in the middle of Joe Biden asking all of us taxpayers to pay for these student loans. Like, you've got to be kidding me. I mentioned it in the A block. There's absolutely no way that people are going to go for that. The last thing I would say is that what they say they want now is divestment from anything that supports Israel. Okay, first of all, it's impossible. Secondly, it's not going to happen. Third, do you really think that's where their demands stop? And have they ever demanded that Hamas release the hostages? It'd be really interesting if somebody covering their face in one of the masks, dressing like Hamas would say, oh, and Hamas, you should really release the hostages. They don't do that.
Yep. They don't seem to care. In fact, the protesters are now suing Columbia University, saying that they don't feel safe on campus, that she might call the police at any minute. Richard?
I mean, that's unfortunate. I do think this. I think there's a clear, bright line between protesting and demanding disinvestment, whether it's going to happen or not, or even pushing for a ceasefire. I think that is the First Amendment. And I think there's a clear, bright line between that and being anti-Semitic or being Islamophobic. That's hate speech, and that's not protected by the U.S. Constitution. It's worth pointing out, I think Jesse pointed to this, that protesting, though, is American pie, whether it's the Vietnam War, which started on college campuses, whether it was students protesting the apartheid government in South Africa, where they also called on universities to divest from South Africa or the apartheid government there, whether it was the Jena 6 protest in universities, the global movement against after the murder of George Floyd. It spans party, it spans presidencies, it spans whoever's in Congress. You oftentimes see students protest. Now, my problem with this particular protest is how the media is playing it out, right? Whether it's in Columbia, whether it's at GW, whether it's at UT Austin, where there's about 60 students there. These campuses are huge, and there are thousands of students who are taking their finals. And when you zero in on just a couple of students and you don't zoom out to the rest of the campus who are doing something else, you make it seem as though the entirety of the campus has this particular viewpoint. Whether they do or they don't, they're not disrupting the school. And the recent Harvard poll I referred to last segment.
They are disrupting.
No. I'm talking about the entirety of the university.
Right. But it's a minority that is disrupting.
I agree with you there.
And also, but they're all paying for it.
No,
if you can't have graduation,
I agree on all of these things.
Then they're all having to pay for it.
My point is, when the media just focuses on this small minority and not everybody else, they're doing that a disservice.
I think the media is focusing also on the administrations of these universities who are totally spineless. Like, I don't know if an academic should be the leader of a university if they can't figure out a way that you can't negotiate for 6 days with students. I mean, they can't watch Paw Patrol for days.
It has to go off at 10.
But, you know, I go back to that analogy of the tantrum in the supermarket. We have to admit that these kids are stupid.
Yep.
They're just stupid. When we talk about the history of protests and all that stuff, you know, from far away, we make them sound heroic.
Nope.
But when you see it up front, you go, my God, these are morons.
Yeah.
The dumbest people on the planet. You can no longer virtue signal by saying you're going to Columbia or Harvard. It just shows you're an idiot.
But the sad part about it is, if the numbers are changing, they're having an impact in America.
But I think this, while we're talking about this, what's actually happening on the ground in the Israel-Gaza conflict is there's almost a ceasefire on the table that's likely to happen, and nobody in the media is covering it. Instead, we're covering 60 students.
Well, at the same time, the International Criminal Court wants to arrest Israelis, and we better step up and do something about that.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.